Hey there, and good morning. Welcome to day 2 of 5 ways in 5 days. This is the 5 ways in 5 days challenge, and my challenge to you is to add some profit to your bottom line in 5 days, or at least figure out how you're going to be there. If you did not watch yesterday's video, go back and watch it. You're going to need to understand the 5 ways. Where we're going yesterday, we gave you 5 strategies, or 5 of the top strategies to boost your margins. Your home fund was to take and do one of those strategies, or get started on putting one of those strategies in places to raise your price or something like that. So today we're going to talk about conversion rate. So we're doing this in order of effectiveness. So you will always look at your margins, see if there's a way you can improve your margins. And then you're going to look at your conversion strategies, or else your average dollar sale. We'll do average dollar sale tomorrow. We're going to look at conversion strategies first, which is, you've already got leads coming in. All you need to do is increase your conversion a little bit. So remember, we're looking for small gains in 5 areas. So you can do this. I call them profit slices. We can find little pieces of profit everywhere we go. So let's jump right into conversion rate. So if you want to increase your conversion rate, now everybody understand, conversion rate is just make sure we're on the same page here. You get a lead in, you have some sort of a sales function that is going to convert that person to a client. Not all of your leads are going to convert. So whatever your percentage of leads convert to clients is your conversion rate. If your conversion rate is super low, that's great. I know you're thinking, oh, it's tragic, I've only got 11%. Well, we can double 11%. So we can double your profit with that. If your conversion rate is 70, 80, 90%, probably need to raise your prices, because you'll come out better actually selling less. But we're going to talk about increasing your conversion rate. We're going to be looking for a minimum of 10% improvement in your conversion rate. So I'm going to give you 6 today. We're going to give you a bit of a bonus. So some of these things overlap, so sometimes it is. But the first strategy that we're looking for is measure your conversion rate. If you are not, I'll do it. I do seminars. I'll get people to raise their hand. How many of you actually measure your conversion rate? And I will tell you that my experience has been is way less than 1 in 10. If you're not measuring your conversion rate, then how are you going to know how to improve it? I promise you, what gets measured gets improved. What gets measured is going to get improved. So measure your conversion rate. It will automatically go up by 10%. All you have to do is measure it. There's your bonus right there. Just start measuring it. My second one is diagram your sales process. So what you want to do, or we could even say have a sales process. Some of you just don't even have a sales process. I didn't have a sales process for a long time. People would call, or I would go see them. I would sell them. Either they would buy or not. I'd do some follow-up, but there was no process. What is your process? How many steps are in it? You probably don't have enough steps in it. But once you diagram your sales process and figure the steps in your sales process, we have a 13-step sales process that I'm happy to share with you. It's very successful. There's a very high conversion rate. It's been measured. It's been tested. Now, what you can do if you have a sales process is you can measure the conversion at every stage. So maybe you market, you get leads in. That's a couple of things. You have a phone call with them. You send them a questionnaire. You follow up on the questionnaire. You book them in for an appointment. Whatever the steps are, you can measure where you are losing them in the process if you have a process. So have a process and diagram the process. So that's really 2 more. We're going to give you a bunch of bonuses today on conversion rate. So that's number 2. Number 3, testimonials and reviews. Testimonials and reviews, That's actually 2 more. So we're already up to 5. We're going to give you about 9 today. Testimonials and reviews are what you want to see. It's what we call social proof. If you have social proof, people will buy. Like, what? Let me give you an example. So your neighbor buys a new car. They buy a red truck. You're like, oh, okay, he's got a new Ford truck. Must be okay. And then the next thing you know, you've bought a Ford truck. So you think about social proof. What do other people do? What kind of results have they gotten? It's way easier to have someone else sell for you than you sell. People have a normal, healthy lack of trust in salespeople as they're selling them, but they are going to trust somebody who is your customer. So testimonials, I think it's actually useful. I sometimes get my clients to call a prospect for me. So they, once we're in the sales process, they'll call and say, hey, you might have some questions about working with Bill. Boom, they answer. They tell them what's going on, that it's legit, that we're doing good work, that we're blowing up their business, and it makes it a lot easier to get a higher conversion rate. So number 3 is testimonials and reviews. Google reviews, that sort of thing. If you haven't got a system for that, you're going to want to add that. Pick one or the other, work on it first, then get the other one. Do testimonials and then reviews, or do reviews and testimonials. But if you don't have them, there's no social proof. Number 3, sales education. So actually working with your sales team or even yourself on becoming better. And if you don't have a formal thing, buy a book. If you go and Google sales training or sales books, you're going to get, 1 million or more sales books. Pick one, go through it with your salespeople, work on it. And along with that, there should be good tested and measuring scripts. It's actually a separate thing, but if you have scripts, then you can role play and you can train them on using the scripts. Make sense? Okay. Number 4. I guess we're on number 5 at this point. Define your uniqueness. What makes you different? Make it easy for people to buy. If you're different than everybody else, if you're doing the same old, you do it. Now, what makes me different? Well, what makes me different is I've actually been there, done this. I am a business owner. I am an entrepreneur. I have other businesses. I've done this. I'm 5 times business owner. I own 2 businesses right now. Actually, technically 3. Look, there's, that's one of the things that makes me unique. The other thing is, we get results. We have a system that is proven over and over the last 29 years to get results. So that's what makes us unique. All right. So define whatever it is that makes you unique and bear in on that. And your conversion rate will go up because people will understand your niche and where you need to fit. And number 6, I'll give you a couple more here. I want you to record your sales meetings. And you're saying, well, how do I do that? Well, every phone now has a recorder on it. If you're meeting somebody in person, just say, hey, look, I take good notes, but I'd like to record this meeting. I'm just going to use it to go back to make sure that we use your notes. Now, in most states, you can record somebody as long as one person knows, but I think it's helpful to go ahead and ask them. If they say no, don't do it. It's super easy on Zoom. If you're doing a Zoom sales call or a virtual sales call, you just hit the record button. Tell them, hey, look, I'm super good at this, but we use these things. I go back to make sure that my notes are good and I use them for training. Is it okay if I record this meeting? And they'll usually say, sure. And you record it and boom, then you've got training for your people. So now I give you the bonus, which is about the 9th bonus, which is once you've recorded it, then you need to do something with it. You need to learn from it. Now, I will tell you, when you first record your sales, you're going to be going, oh my word, I wish that I hadn't said that. I mean, I've had it, and I said, no wonder they didn't buy. I was saying, you might do this or you may do that, and then what's the objection I get? The objection I get is, I need to think about it. I need to think about it? Well, that's why. You're the Miro from it. Record your sales meetings, you're going to be up. And then you need to practice. That comes back to the scripting, comes back to The sales education comes back to but you need to practice. Keep practicing. I mean, this is a profession. It is an honorable profession. Nothing happens until something is sold. So get out there, work on your conversion rate, and let's take your conversion to the next level. So tomorrow, let me go over them again, and then we'll talk about what we're doing tomorrow. So your home fun is to pick one of these and start now. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not measuring, that's your one. Number 1, measure conversion rate. Number 2, diagram out your sales process. Figure out where you're losing people. Number 3, testimonials and reviews. Number 4, sales education and using sales scripts. Number 5, define what makes you different, your uniqueness. Number 6, record your sales meetings and practice. So tomorrow, we're going to hit on average dollar sale. Pick one of those conversion rates and get started on it. By the end of the week, you're going to have 5 strategies in 5 ways, and you're going to be blowing up your profit. Until tomorrow, all the best.